Hello, this is Stampy and welcome to a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. I am playing a 1v1 face-off game on the map of Roshan, and I'm here playing against someone called Kieran Hawkins, someone that I played a few 1v1 games against, and we ended up sending each other a few messages throughout these games, which is why you're going to see him standing still at several points throughout this gameplay, like you see him standing still here at the beginning of the game, basically because he's just here sending me a message. And as I said, we played a few 1v1 games, and after this we ended up partying up, went together to do some 2v2 games against other people, had some great fun games, and actually recorded them all, and I'm probably going to upload those games at some point in the future, as well as this game. So if you're watching this, Kieran, big shout out to you, had some fun games against you. And what I want to talk about in this commentary is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and in particular the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal trailer, which everyone's talking about. And I know so many people have done commentaries talking about it and doing sort of analysis and breakdowns of every tiny little detail in the trailer, but I don't want to do that, basically because, as I said, so many other people have done it. I don't want to bring you the same content that everyone else is doing, and which everyone else is probably doing better than me, because they know more about Call of Duty. But instead, I'm going to leave as a link in the description to this video a breakdown video which I watched myself and I found very useful, and if you want to find out every tiny bit of information, I recommend you going to check that out. But instead, what I want to do is take just about 3 or 4 particular aspects of the trailer and just talk more in depth about them and give you my opinions about them. And here you can see that this is where he sent me a message. And the game before this game, at the end of it, I sent him a message saying good game or well played, something like that, and he's just replying to me saying you too. And so yeah, the first thing which I want to talk about, which I noticed about in the trailer, is the X-ray vision. You couldn't really miss it. A lot of people are talking about it. Some people seem fond of it. Some people seem like they don't like it. If you don't know what it is, it's basically an attachment you can put onto your gun, which allows you to see through walls in the environment and also see through smoke. And yeah, it is very similar to Promethean Vision from Halo. I don't think Call of Duty's copied Halo or vice versa, because both these games have been developed at the same time. Both these games, I'm a little bit wary about what it will change to the gameplay, basically because it's not being built with that gameplay option in mind from the ground up. A game like Black White Tango Down and Black White Retribution are games which have been built from the ground up with the idea that you can see through the environment. With Halo and Call of Duty, they both have their sort of established multiplayer sandbox, and it sort of plays in a certain way that people enjoy. Adding something as game-changing as being able to see through the environment may shake things up, possibly for the better, maybe for the worse. But my problem with it in Call of Duty is that you only see through walls when you're aimed down scope, which I think will encourage camping rather than people running around the map. Whereas in Halo, I think Promethean Vision is going to speed up the gameplay. I think in Call of Duty, because you don't run around seeing through walls, people are going to hang back and just look through a wall and wait for someone to come round and get the drop on them when you can't see them but they can see you. Another big problem that I have with it is I don't think I'm going to use it much myself, because I know there's going to be some type of counter. I know there's going to be some sort of perk which is going to stop you from being able to see through walls. Something like Assassin or something will mean that you're invisible, so other players won't be able to see you. And because of that, if I aim for a wall and I don't see anyone, I'm going to be thinking, right, is no one there? Or is there someone there using that perk? And because of that, that's going to put me off wanting to use that attachment, and I'm probably going to instead use like a silencer or some sort of red dot scope or something. But other people are still going to be using that attachment, so I'm still going to get killed by people that are using it, and it's still probably going to piss me off and frustrate me. So my first impression of this sort of X-ray vision is mainly negative, but I'm going to have to wait until November to see it for myself, just to see how well implemented it is and how well balanced it is. Another big thing which I noticed is drones. Obviously, drones are a big part of the advertising. They're talking about them a lot in single player in terms of the story. They also seem to be quite big in multiplayer. They're probably one of the most prominent kill streaks. The problem I have with drones is that I always think it's going to be more fun running around with your gun, ducking and diving and shooting, throwing grenades. I always think that that's going to be more fun than using a drone. I think that drones might be down to a situation where they're more effective rather than fun. And I think the idea of drones is quite cool. I think the idea of piloting an aerial drone sounds fun, but I think actually doing it might become just a little bit boring and just a little bit too similar to what we've seen in other kill streaks in the past. If it was up to me, I wish all pilottable kill streaks were taken out of the game, because I think the idea of people just sort of lying prone, controlling things to getting all kills isn't as fun as people running around with their guns. But hopefully they are well balanced and put into the game well. But another problem I have with them is the fact that when you destroy them, it doesn't add to your kill streak. Throughout the trailer, if you look in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you'll see that every time someone gets a kill, a bar moves up for their kill streaks. and when they take out a drone, that bar doesn't move up. So if people are like me and a bit of a lone wolf kind of player, people that even in team games sort of move around by themselves and sort of avoid their teammates and try and like go on big flanks and stuff, people like that aren't going to have much motivation to take away a drone, because if you think it's going to take like a while to shoot it and take it out without very little personal reward, it's probably just not going to be worth it. So for me, I don't like the idea of drones, but hopefully they are well balanced, and I don't think they're going to ruin the game. But once again, I don't think they're going to make the game that much more fun. It's just going to be something different. Something that I do like the idea of, so finally talking about something positive here, is the fact that you've got to switch to your knife before you get a knife kill now. In the past, you'd be constantly getting killed by panic knifers when you run around a corner and they just sort of lunge right at you and you've got like very little chance of shooting them or anything. It now seems that you've got to switch to your knife before you can get an instant knife kill. And I guess there's going to be some sort of melee system where like you can hit them with the butt of your gun or just punch them or something. But you're going to kill them in 2 or 3 punches. But I think if you want an instant kill, you've got to take the time to switch to your knife before you do it. I think that's a very positive thing and will help balance the game. We're also going to see a lot of things returning from Black Ops. Things like tomahawks are back, dogs are back, dolphin diving's back, and zombie mode is going to be making a big return. And apparently it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Well, of course they would say that because they're trying to advertise it. Something else that seems to be back is quickscoping. You can see they've obviously intentionally put quickscoping into the trailer. Apparently it's going to be slightly harder to do now though. Even though it does look very similar to Modern Warfare 3's quickscoping in the fact that you can aim down your scope really fast and you sort of aim down to the center of your screen, I think they're going to be balancing it better because they said that they've taken out a bit of the aim assist. There's going to be a little less auto aim, meaning that you need to be a bit more accurate rather than just sort of aiming in the general direction and just it locking on and killing the enemy easily. So I don't mind the fact that quickscoping's back. Sometimes it is annoying when all your teammates are quickscoping and you get fed up because they're not playing the game properly. But generally, I always think using an assault rifle is going to be more effective than quickscoping anyway. So I don't think quickscoping, especially with this less auto aim, is going to be particularly overpowered. Also seeing a new game type called multi-team team deathmatch, which is basically 3 teams all playing against each other. It might be a fun little twist, but I think at the end of the day, most people always revert back to their favourite game types, things like domination and team deathmatch free-for-all, and sort of the proven game types which everyone knows that they like. But I think it is good that they are continuing to add more game types, even at this sort of late game in the Call of Duty franchise. They also seem to be putting a lot of emphasis on competitive gaming. At the end of the trailer, they have an extra little bit which is sort of presented as if it's sort of a live esports match with a commentator. It also shows off a very good spectator mode, so hopefully the theatre will have some sort of upgrade as well. And they also say at the very end of the trailer that they're going to be bringing back Nuketown with a sort of a remake called Nuketown 2025. And I wasn't a big fan of Nuketown, but I think that it was going to be a good map for a possible return of 1v1 games. And we're just about to get to the end of the game here. As you see, I've only got 1 more kill to win, but I'm going to carry on talking and I'm going to show you some of the messages that we sent back and forth. And basically I found myself in a situation now, like I was when Modern Warfare 3 was going to come out, trying to decide, do I want to buy Black Ops 2 or do I not? And I had the situation with Modern Warfare 3 where I thought the game didn't look that amazing, but I decided to buy it anyway to make videos for it. And at the end, I didn't play it very much and I felt like I wasted my money. And it's hard to not buy Call of Duty because they have things like a pre-order bonus where you get the new game. I feel like if I am going to buy the game, I've got to buy it when it comes out so I can get this free stuff. Also, I feel like with a multiplayer game, if you don't buy it when it's first released, you kind of fall behind. And then when you do try and play it, you haven't unlocked anything and you're like worse than all of the other players. And also, I could maybe do a review about it and just sort of make videos about it. But at the end of the day, if I do buy it and I don't like it, I do feel like I am just going to be wasting £40 of my money and just sort of waste my time when I could have been playing Halo 4. So are you finding yourself in the same situation as me?